Hey you guys, it's Crystal Lopez here from crystalandcomp.com, and I'm going to show you how to take fresh peaches. We bought these from someone on the side of the road that was selling Fredericksburg peaches over the weekend, and we are going to turn it into a delicious, bubbly, sugary sweet, incredible homemade peach cobbler. So good. But first, I need my coffee. So I am actually getting up. I've done a little bit of work and done a little bit of work on my blog. So that side of my business, I've got lots of things that I'm running over here. And I need to get this cobbler made before these peaches go bad because I've had them for like 4 or 5 days now. So I'm going to come down and make myself a cup of coffee. I'm actually also going to make my mom a cup of coffee because my mom is here visiting for 3 weeks with my niece, which has been wonderful and amazing. And I'm so glad to have them here. And then after I have coffee, I'm going to make the peach cobbler. So, and I still have my pajamas on, and I am, there's nothing to worry about. Like, I have undergarment appropriately on, however you want to say it. But I just kept my pajamas on. I was like, you know what? I'm comfortable. This is what I'm going to do. For our coaching business, we are off this week, and I am just kind of taking it easy and just doing what I want to do, doing my day the way I want to do it. So I needed to get this cobbler made, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going through, I had like, 60 peaches on Friday. Today is Wednesday. This is all that I have left. They are really delicious. Most of them were not ripe when we bought them. But as the days have gone on, like by the next day, a lot of them were ripe. And then a few days later, the rest of them were ripe. Like, they're ready to go now. So, and actually one of them was bad because I think someone bit into it and put it back in the bag, which I really hope that was an accident. And here I am struggling to get, now everybody's awake, to get a bowl. So my mom is of that generation that is anti-dishwasher. And so, like, dishwashing machine. So she wants to do dishes by hand, which is great. But I'm over here struggling to get a bowl out of the dish. What is it? The container that holds all the dishes, the dry board, whatever. And because we're washing so many dishes, the little board is not enough. So we've got, the mats laid out to dry dishes on anyway. So we're going to make this cobbler. We're going to start, we have washed all of the peaches, and now we're going to slice them up. Now you can take all the skin off if you want to. Some people make their cobbler with peeled, cut peaches. I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving the skin on. I like the skin, and I am just going to cut it into slices, and I just don't want the pit, right? So the pit's going to stay. And it's going to go into a little discard pile. So we're going to cut up these peaches, and then we will move on to the next step. All right, so while I'm cutting up these peaches, I had also put some eggs onto boil because my mom wanted to make egg salad sandwiches for lunch for a little bit later on in the day. And actually, Luke Henry, our 11-year-old, wanted egg salad sandwiches. I don't know where he saw this at. I've never made egg salad sandwiches, but I like them. But I said, you know what? When Nana's here, she knows how to make that. So she was happy to make it, and that's what we're having for lunch. She's over there peeling. She is peeling the eggs and getting them ready for the egg salad sandwiches. And I have got all of my peaches that are sliced, and we are adding flour, sugar, and nutmeg. And believe it or not, in just a very short period of time, that's going to turn into like a soupy peach mixture. There's my recipe that I'm following. And actually, you could add pecans to this. I chose not to. And I did not cook it at 475. Now, we are going to use refrigerator pie dough to do this. You can make your own homemade pie crust if you want to. feel free to do that if you would like. But I opted for the refrigerator dough kind. I had a bunch in my freezer from back at Christmas and Thanksgiving when I bought them for baking. And I like to keep them on hand for chicken pot pies as well. I actually had enough to make this cobbler and to lay out enough to make 2 pot pies for dinner. So I was like, you know what? We're just using up all the things. So while I was digging for those, I went ahead and got enough out to make pot pies for dinner. While we're in the middle of, she's doing the egg salad and I'm doing the the peach cobbler. One of the teenagers had gotten his laundry and was giving us the whole rundown about how, because we feel like I had mentioned that his work shirts look stained. And he's like, no, Mom, I promise you, these are washed. They are washed and clean and they are just stained. And so he was saying, look, I just washed and dried these and here you go. And these stains don't come out. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell him, but he's wearing clean clothes to work. So that's a good thing. All right. So we still have the peach cobbler mixture on the stovetop. I brought it to a boil and then I am bringing it down to like a low and steady, very low heat bubble. And then I'm going to take some sugar. I'm just eyeballing it. Sugar, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And I'm making a mixture that we're going to put on top of the crust. Now we're also adding 2/3 of a cup of butter times 2. So, no, that's not right. We're adding 2/3 of a cup total. So 1 stick has an indication mark for 1/3 of a cup. So we needed 2 1/3s to make for 2/3. You know what I mean. Anyway, so we added the vanilla, we added the butter, and now that's just going to kind of set off to the side. I will leave all the appropriate measurements down below in the description area so that you have them, or you saw the recipe card. It's all on there as well. All right. I am going to take, so in the pie crust package, you get 2 pie crusts. I'm going to take one of them, and I just did it in this square Pampered Chef baking stone. I could have done it in more of a casserole, long 9x13 size baking dish, but I just felt like there wasn't really enough peach mixture to do that, and I would rather it be thick than super thin. You know what I mean? So I put the pie crust on the bottom and then put a little bit of that cinnamon, sugar, nutmeg mixture over the pie crust. And then we're going to take the second pie crust and we're going to roll it out and we're going to do some lattice work. Now, let me just tell you, this doesn't have to be perfect. You do not need to be like an expert at making cobbler or pastries or pies or whatever. This is really so simple. So let me just give you also a few pointers. When your pie crust, if it's been frozen, you want to let it sit out either in the fridge overnight or on the counter for a couple of hours so that it can thaw, so that it's pliable and movable. And then you just want to slowly unroll it. Don't be forceful. Just let it go little bit by little bit, unrolling it like I did so that it unrolls in one good steady sheet and not in, not breaking apart. If you don't let it thaw well, it will break apart. So I'm just taking this pie crust and rolling it out and then cutting it into strips and then doing the lattice work here. I'm sure there's a much easier way to do this, but I did it this way and it was fine and everything turned out great and lovely and delicious. And I even went back and added that extra piece of dough that you just saw, which now it looks like it's all messed up. But once it bakes, it doesn't matter. All of it starts to bubble and run into each other anyway. So look at how beautiful that is. I put a little bit more of the cinnamon, sugar, nutmeg mixture on top. You can trim up your edges and make it look beautiful and perfect. But honestly, when this bakes, it all like rises and bubbles and comes together and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. There it is out of the oven. And let me tell you, this was the perfect day for peach cobbler. It was overcast a lot of the day. It rained a lot today. And at this point, this had been in the oven, and I'm getting it out of the oven, and it's like a light shower outside. It just felt like a cozy, even though we're in summer. I mean, 4th of July is right about to happen, like it's almost now. And it's super hot in Texas. Today was just like a very cool, it got down to like 80 degrees when it rained, and it just felt like a beautiful, beautiful day outside. It was so nice. Like, I love the rain. I absolutely love the rain. So, see, you can't even tell where I messed up the lattice work. It doesn't matter. It looks perfect and delicious, and it was. It was beautiful to look at and delicious to taste. And I love how bubbly it was. Just so, so good. All right. So we're going to let it cool just a little bit, but you do want to serve it warm. It's really, really great when it's warm. We are just going to put it into a bowl, and then you can add a scoop of ice cream to it. I love the ice cream melting into the cobbler. Just fantastic. So good, guys. All right. The full recipe will be down below. I hope that you will make this. Sorry for my super, super informal attire, but you know what? This is real. And I just wanted to have a really lazy day. And that is what I have done today. I have chilled and just been super relaxed. And it was really nice. So I hope you're having one of those kinds of days too. And we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.